What begins as a normal summer night for 19-year-old Aundreah Maes quickly spirals into a real-life nightmare. Abducted at gunpoint in a mall parking lot by a stranger, she's forced to drive into the unknown with a man who says he's not a bad guy. But behind that calm voice is a storm of violence. Edwin Lara, a campus security guard and police hopeful, is on the run after allegedly murdering 23-year-old Kaylee Sawyer just a day earlier. Over the next 24 hours, Lara leaves a trail of chaos stretching across Oregon and into California. Carjackings, a shooting, another kidnapping. But what he doesn't know is that his greatest threat isn't law enforcement. It's the brave teenager sitting right beside him in the passenger seat. Buckle in. Because in this true story of survival, control, and terrifying twists, the only way out is through her. Don't miss this gripping tale of one girl's courage against pure evil. Subscribe, like, and watch now for the full story that shook Oregon to its core. It was just after 11 p.m. on July 25, 2016. Aundreah Maes, 19, had finished her late shift at the mall in Salem, Oregon. The parking lot was mostly empty, just rows of sleeping cars under yellowish lights. She walked to her car, unlocked it, and slid into the driver's seat. Before she could even shut the door, a man lunged in beside her. He had a handgun. "Drive," he said calmly, like it was routine. Panic rose in her chest like a tidal wave. "Please take the car," she begged. But he didn't want the car. He wanted her. His name was Edwin Enoch Lara. To many, he was an average 31-year-old, clean-cut, married, polite. A campus security guard at Central Oregon Community College in Bend. He had dreams of becoming a real cop. But behind the badge, a dark obsession had been growing. Lara's facade began to crack on July 23, 2016, 2 days before Aundreah's abduction. That night, 23-year-old Kaylee Sawyer, full of life and laughter, attended a friend's wedding with her boyfriend. They got into a fight afterward. Kaylee stormed off on foot near the campus. She was never seen alive again. The following day, Lara didn't show up for his shift. Investigators found a pair of Kaylee's bloodied shoes in a nearby alley. Surveillance footage from the area traced Kaylee's last known movements, and one camera caught her walking near Lara's patrol vehicle. By July 25, a bolo, "Be on the lookout," was issued for Lara. He was now the primary suspect in Kaylee's disappearance. He had vanished from Bend. He was almost 200 miles away in Salem, and armed. Aundreah didn't know any of that. She didn't know Lara was already a fugitive. She didn't know Kaylee's name. She just knew a man with a gun was telling her to drive. He ordered her to head south toward California. She kept calm, trying to act compliant, hoping for a moment to escape. But Lara spoke with eerie calmness, like a man on a mission. He told her, "I'm not going to hurt you, if you do what I say." That was a lie. He made her swap cars multiple times to evade police. He took her wallet and phone. At one point, he forced her to sleep in the car with him, gun always within reach. She noticed something odd. He talked too much. About his wife. About his childhood. About wanting to confess. It was as if he wanted to be caught, but not yet. As they crossed into Northern California, the radio confirmed her worst fear. The man beside her was not just a kidnapper. He was suspected of murder. Just before dawn on July 26, Lara's behavior shifted. He pulled into a gas station in Yreka, California. Aundreah stayed in the car, frozen. Minutes later, Lara returned, holding a new set of keys. He'd just stolen a car at gunpoint from a family with a child. He didn't care who got hurt. He only wanted to keep running. Then, without warning, Lara shot a man in a parking lot, totally unprovoked. The victim survived. Barely. Back on the highway, Lara's voice became erratic. He kept talking about Kaylee, as if confessing to ghosts. She didn't even scream, he muttered at one point. Aundreah realized. He was unraveling, but she stayed sharp. She tried to memorize signs, directions, clues, anything she could tell police later. Even when he let her go to the bathroom at a rest stop, she left subtle marks and scratches near the sinks, hoping someone would see them. Lara pulled into a motel in Red Bluff, California. There, in a final shocking twist, he told Aundreah, "I'm done running." But instead of letting her go, he forced her to come inside with him. He stole a phone, called his wife, and confessed everything, including Kaylee's murder. His wife recorded the call and gave it to police. Inside the motel room, he told Aundreah, "You're the only one I trust." That was his final mistake. She comforted him, listened, waited, until he fell asleep. Then, she slipped the gun away and quietly called 911. Not just on him but on everyone else he'd harmed. When police surrounded the motel, Lara walked out with his hands up. Aundreah walked out alive. Investigators later confirmed what they feared. Kaylee Sawyer had been murdered by Lara on the night of July 23rd. Her body was dumped in a ravine near a highway, badly decomposed. Lara confessed in full. He was charged with aggravated murder, kidnapping, attempted murder, carjacking, and more. His crime spree had stretched over 400 miles, crossing state lines, terrifying communities, and nearly ending in a bloodbath. But he had one blind spot. He underestimated the strength of the girl in the passenger seat. Aundreah testified at his trial. Brave. Unbroken. Lara is now serving a life sentence without parole. Today, Aundreah Maes speaks openly about her trauma. Not for attention but to show others what survival looks like. She wants Kaylee Sawyer remembered not as a victim, but as a young woman whose life was stolen too soon. And she wants people to understand something chilling. Evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it wears a badge. Thanks for watching this incredible true story of survival. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more gripping real crime stories that leave you breathless.